Hometown Foundation is excited to bring back the Dream Ride experience, August 26th to the 28th at Connecticut's Farmington Polo Club. Join us in celebrating the accomplishments of our Dream Riders while enjoying live music, a car and motorcycle show, family fun zone, pet adoptions, canine demonstrations, the Fireman's Chili Cook-Off, and much, much more. Get your tickets today.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to SportsSkope. I'm your host, Robert Butler, on the most influential sports talk show in the country. Just got in at halftime. Boy, we're doing good on time there. Rob, I'll see you there in the back room, and I'm going to bring you in the studio here in just a second. Boston 62-54. Man, that hot streak is extending over to the Miami series. I actually took the under there. I thought they would keep it a little closer than that, keep this under 204, but I thought Boston would win this series. So what's going on, L Jr.? So we're going to talk about the playoffs, and of course the new schedules are out. The Chiefs, I got to take on the Chiefs. The Chiefs are reloading, folks. Everything's looking good. But first, like I said last week, Ryan Tannehill had some disturbing comments he made at the that was like the first little mini camps, post draft and everything. And Tennessee Titans, this guy, I'm out of Nashville. They've actually been one of the national teams here that's been in the news post draft, other than Deshaun Watson and Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson. Those big trades, yes, those were big trades. That was right at free agency, folks. So now, draft night and past the draft, everything has been a lot of Tennessee Titan talk. So anyways, a friend of mine from my job, Rob Mack here. I see you back there, Rob. Known this guy for about 7 years. So I wonder how long. I want to get the word on the street in Nashville. Is it what I think it's going to be for the Titans? I'm going to ask him about the Ryan Tannehill situation, A.J. Brown. I want to get more word on the street from the local fans there and see if I have the right temperature gauge of this. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Rob in right now. And you are on. Hey, Rob, we got set up today.
Yeah, we made it. Yeah. That's what's up, man.
So every time I see this guy, he's either got a Tennessee hat on or a Titans hat on. He's very loyal. So you work down at Surge Path in Vanderbilt. Now, I've been there 7 years. How long have you been there, man?
Man, 10 years. 10 years this past Saturday. 10 years, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to play this soundbite. This is a disturbing soundbite from Ryan Tannehill. This was when they did their mini camps, okay? He's really bummed out about the draft and everything. And he said something about his mental health breakdown. I want to see what your take is on this. And I'm going to play this. It's off of Twitter. I hope this works out right. Here we go.
It was nice.
Ryan Tannehill. Okay, let me give this in here. This is about the Cincinnati loss. Kind of had a mental breakdown, a little confidence issue here. This is his first public appearance that I heard him since that happened. The 3 interceptions really bummed the guy out, but man, it was more than I thought it would be. Check it. Listen up, folks.
It was nice. Every time I closed my eyes, I was rewatching the game in my head. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep for weeks and weeks after the game.
Okay, it's 30 seconds.
I was in a dark place. It took me a while and a lot of work to get out of it. It wasn't something that went away easily. Man, it's still a scar that I'll carry with me throughout the rest of my life, but just like a cut on your arm, it starts off as a wound.
And then he talks about it's a scar. It's always going to be there. So can Tannehill come back from that, and can Tennessee still be a Super Bowl caliber team, in your opinion?
Most definitely. Yes, he could come back. I mean, look, even me as a fan after that loss, I was hurt. So I know how he felt because it was all his fault. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, as far as can he come back? Yes, I fully expect him to come back and be a lot better than what he has shown. You know what I'm saying? Especially last year, this past year. I expect him to fully come back and be, because there's someone nipping on his heels now. You know what I'm saying? They drafted that dude that's nipping on his heels. So, I fully expect him to come back. And our window is still open. The window is still open.
Okay, so is that what you're getting from other fans around the way?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Everybody bummed out about the A.J. Brown situation. Everybody down on Tannehill.
Yeah.
But, that's what we got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
12-5 last year. Everybody's seen what he's done. It's sort of like come on, Tannehill. We know we know you there, but come on, man. Come on. Yeah. So, that's basically what everybody's saying.
Yeah. And it was, now I market this program as a national show, but this is my hometown. Yeah. It did bum me out. I'm human. I'm just like everybody else, like the Titans team. They're doing a 30 for 30 documentary on the 2001 Raven team. I don't know if you saw that out today. Well, they broke our heart back 20 years ago when they beat the Tennessee Titans as a 1 seed with Ray Lewis, and they went on to win the Super Bowl. So it just kind of felt that same type of way. I was ticked off for about 3 days. Even my dad was like, "Man, you need to chill." I said, "Yeah, but they sucked you in."
I was sick. I was sick. I was talking about 2000, 2001. Like,
you remember that, right?
I was sick. Exactly. I was sick like back then. Like, I hadn't been sick like that in years, because I had some, my expectations was big this year, because we had the number 1 seed. Last year was our year. We were ready.
Yeah, but you still think that they can come back. You think he's going to elevate his game.
So
what is your thought on A.J. Brown? Let's go back to A.J. Brown. Do you think that this rookie, Traylon Burks, who just signed, by the way, he's going to be in camp. Do you think he could fill that role as a rookie? That's a big ask.
Look, we've seen in the past, 3, 4, 5 years, we've seen rookies come in, rookie wide receivers come in and do big numbers. We've seen it. From the Chases to the Jeffersons, all the way down to the Deebo Samuels, the Deontay Johnson in Pittsburgh. McLaurin in Washington.
Yeah, Washington, yeah.
We've seen this. So Traylon Burks, I expect him to come in and do what all these other rookies have done. Look here, just put on the Arkansas and Alabama tape. Everybody love Alabama. Yeah. You look what that boy did to Alabama. You know what I'm saying? So I expect him to come in and be on point and be ready.
Okay. Yeah, and they've got Robert Woods here also.
See, yes.
Now he's coming back from ACL. This general manager loves to take chances. John Robertson loves to take chances on players. We know what Jeffrey Simmons did. So in John Robertson, for the most part, I trust. So when you got a rookie he can play off of, we got Austin Hooper down here. I tend to agree with you. I'm not sure if they're in my Super Bowl bubble, but I was going to ask you that. But what is your thoughts on Malik Willis? Should he start if he plays well in camp?
No, not at all. No, I don't expect him to start until no, not at all. They can have a package for him here and there, but no, I want to see him with a clipboard every Sunday learning. I want to see him. I want to see if he could beat Logan Woodside out. That's what I want to see. Now, if he could beat Logan Woodside, okay, the progression is there. You know what I'm saying? But
so you're taking like a Trey Lance, San Francisco type of deal.
Oh yeah. Sit down, learn, look at it, get practice in, get your reps in, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. But most definitely, he needs a package. He needs some kind of package.
Yeah.
Goal line package or whatever. But other than that, no. I want to see him in the preseason. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, I looked up some stats here. We had this. I do a show with Jim Jeffcoat, 2 other guys, Mac and Jack and Jim Jeffcoat's show, former Dallas Cowboy, and he was arguing with me over rookie quarterbacks. he thought, but I had to correct him. I looked it up, and even though he was drafted in '83 to Dallas Cowboys, he thought that Dan Marino, his rookie year, brought Miami to the Super Bowl. I had to correct. I said, no, it was his second year.
84.
So,
yeah.
84, 85, excuse me.
Yeah, 84, yeah.
Yeah, 85 was the Bears, and I think they killed New England Patriots back in them days. So my point is, no rookie quarterback has ever brought a team to the Super Bowl. In the AFC Championship, Ben Roethlisberger is the closest that I could find in the database. So Tennessee still has a Super Bowl window. They drafted all these cornerbacks. They've got to hit something in that secondary. They've got a good pass rush. The offensive line's still there. They really haven't lost anybody. The problem is the AFC is so deep. I don't know if they're going to be able to, if they don't win this division, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get into the playoffs. So that's my question to you. Who's in your Super Bowl bubble? What's your 5 teams? Now, of course, you could change this because we got training camp coming up. Anything can happen. What 5 teams will you have? Do you think they can win the Super Bowl as of now, May the 17th? Little early, but hey.
That I think can win the Super Bowl. Okay, so there's only 2 teams in the NFC that I think can win the Super Bowl. And that's the Rams and Buccaneers. Them the only 2 teams in the NFC.
Okay, I agree
So if we go AFC, I got to put Buffalo in that.
Okay.
And the whole AFC West.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what my dad was saying. Maybe the defense, if the secondary for the Raiders ain't there, but
exactly. I mean, the Raiders, their defense isn't. So you could take the Raiders out, like the Chargers. And the Chiefs are going to fall back this year, I think. I think the Chiefs are going to fall back. Like, they might be a wild card team, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot, because I just had that feeling anyway. I mean, it's just pure speculation. But, like I said, 2 NFC teams, Rams, Bucks, Buffalo, Chargers.
Okay.
And I'm Chargers, and I gotta go. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. I'm gonna take the Titans glasses off. I mean, it's got to be Chargers and probably Denver. Yeah, probably Denver. So
we are on the same page. Pickle says, Chiefs will run the ball big time this year. Okay, I got a big take I got to make about the Chiefs. I'll say, I'll email you this, by the way. I couldn't find you on Facebook, by the way. I found the Bulldog where I couldn't find the baby one. You could add me. I'm the guy with the suit.
All right. I'll add you. I'm going to add you. Yeah,
right, for sure. I'll send you this anyway. So, and that's funny. We're right on the same page. I'll add in Cleveland. I don't know what the Deshaun Watson thing is going to do. I don't think Cincinnati's going to get back because history says teams do not do that.
Exactly. I mean, if just going off last year, if any team could do that, like just come out of nowhere, I would say Cleveland. But Deshaun, he gonna have to sit down about 6 games because he's gonna have to get suspended.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I mean, they gonna have to suspend the boy. I mean, so they gonna be in the 8th.
You think they should suspend him based on the evidence?
Man, look,
there's a lack thereof it. If you think
exactly, but they'd already made him sit out a whole year.
Yeah.
I mean, so now, they got to keep the ball rolling. That's what I'm saying. So there has to be some kind of official saying from the NFL, which is going to be a suspension.
Okay.
And then it's just going to put Cleveland behind the 8 ball. But I look for them like in 2023, Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cleveland. Now, Cincinnati, they have upgraded their offensive line. I just don't believe in Tua enough. And you're right, the Titans. That's funny you mentioned that. That was you right there with me. Now Cleveland, not to get too much in that Deshaun Watson situation, he was not charged criminally.
No,
this is still
all simple.
Suit.
It's simple. It's all simple. You
can sue anybody for anything. Like my dad would say, you can dye a ham sandwich. You can sue anybody for anything. So
Yeah, hey, your auntie
really
could have
looks
been
bad.
your uncle. You know what I'm saying?
And I understand that the commissioner, and Jim Jeffcoat agrees with me. It's you kind of get a sense he's making this stuff up as he's going along as far as this disciplinary.
They do it. They do all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everybody that's been in trouble, they just, it's either
There's
some
no
kind of
standard. No.
exactly. It's just like reactionary, or we just gonna play it by ear and do whatever we do. You know what I'm saying? So
And my problem with that is it keeps that negativity in the news rather than let the authorities handle it, then react to it.
Exactly.
So I think he has, if he does get suspended, I think he has room for appeal. And I would back him. His situation is different even from Roethlisberger, because this was a situation where one person sued, they put it out public for the money issue. Then people started coming. It wasn't like incident, sued, incident. It was like one person put out, then everybody started doing it. It's like 23 or something like that. So that is, there's a chance he might not get suspended. It's a low chance.
Yeah, I mean, but
there's a chance.
It's just the aesthetics of the whole situation. I mean, like Roethlisberger, it was one, like you said, one. Like we talking multiple.
Well, no, he had another one in like Lake Tahoe a year before that.
I didn't know about that one. I never knew about it. I thought it was just that one time. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you're talking about the Georgia one that was kind of more talked about. Georgia.
Yeah. But I mean,
he got suspended 6 games, I think, and it got reduced to 4.
Yeah, I mean, they don't. That's kind of a good look. Like the whole situation, the man versus woman thing. Like the NFL is trying to clean that up. Like he got to. That's just my opinion. I feel like he's gonna get some games. He's gonna have to sit down.
And well, that would probably open it up for Cincinnati to win that division. So you don't have any faith in Baltimore or Pittsburgh
at all. Who was the Lamar Jackson throwing the ball to other than Mark Andrews? And if you double him, then what? I mean,
well, they got the rookie out of the second-year guy out of Minnesota. They traded Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, Bateman. Okay, we're gonna see.
No, I don't believe in Lamar. I like Lamar, but I don't believe in the. I don't think anybody can. Okay, so you've got your Super Bowl window here. You do not think Malik Willis should start if he wins in camp. And, of course, I agree. I looked that up. Tennessee still has the Super Bowl. So you still say they can get there. They're not in your immediate window now. You want to see how they play out. Is that what you're trying to say as far as
most definitely. I mean, the window is still open. If I'm going to keep it all the way 100% real, the window is still open, but it's very hard. Like, I mean, it's very hard, like extremely hard. How you gonna? I mean, if you go to the Chargers, if you go to Kansas City, if you got to go to Denver, or if they come in here, them are gonna be hard games in January and February.
Wilson, yeah. So, what is your thoughts about? Okay, Adam Schefter confirmed the fact that Aaron Rodgers, Tennessee reached out to Green Bay about Aaron Rodgers. What do you think about that potential trade? It didn't happen. Would have been okay with that? Do you think they could have pulled that off?
I mean, that's just doing due diligence. I mean, every team in the NFL, unless you get Kansas City and who else?
Not Brady, but yeah.
Exactly. I mean, every team should, let me just at least call and ask about him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
so would you have took that? I mean, would you have been okay with that?
Yes. Like, I don't know what they would have had to give up.
Right.
I don't know. It would have been a haul. It would have been an extreme haul. But, like, if you do that, do you end up keeping A.J. Brown after that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
True. Yeah.
I don't know. Because, Aaron Rodgers ain't going to come and just, and no one's here. So, do you keep A.J. Brown? Like, but we would have had to give up a haul.
It would have been 5 picks, probably, and you're right. They probably would have had to keep A.J. Brown. What do we do with Ryan Tannehill's contract? John Robertson's willing to figure that out. Now, of course, he tried to reach out to Houston, Deshaun.
They're not trading division. No, they're not going to trade in division. No.
I can't believe he even made that call. That's what Robertson.
That's just due diligence. I would have did it. Yeah. Yes. I would have called Jacksonville too. Hey, y'all still want Trevor?
Right. You're doing your due diligence. It's one of those deals. And, I was telling you this the other day, might have been saying this to somebody else as well. I think I mentioned this to my dad over the weekend, that what this really tells me is that John Robertson and Mike Vrabel have the full trust of Amy Adams Strunk, which is the current owner, the owner's daughter, to do whatever they want to, which tells me that they have a Super Bowl. They're going to win a Super Bowl because you've got the general manager, you got the head coach there, and you got the free. That's a problem with a lot of teams around the league, Dallas, that the owner will not let you make those type of moves. When you've got that carte blanche like that, Bud Adams, he used to butt in a lot, So if you're a Tennessee Titans fan, you really
that's how we got Vince Young,
Yeah, the Vince Young thing was the Bud Adams.
Bud Adams,
really pushing for that.
Yeah.
So, we talked about that. My dad and myself, we wanted Cutler. I was maybe leaning Matt Leinart at the time, but Bud Adams like, I want this guy who's made all the plays, man. And now I was kind of hyped up on the national championship game too. He sold me. And then, of course,
he was probably one of the greatest college players I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen them all. I've seen a lot of them. I'm not gonna say all of them, but I've seen a lot of them since the late '80s. I've seen everybody, so I've seen the great ones, and he was a great one. But I would say this: Malik Willis would be 10 times better as a pro than Vince Young ever was.
Why you say that?
But because he's going to learn. He's going to go in and learn. He's going to read. He's going to read tape. Learn. He's going to put the time in. That's what I see in him. Yep. Vince never put the time in. Vince just, Vince want to go down to the red carpet and kick it.
I was telling the audience, I did a little research why, he used to play for Auburn.
Exactly.
And he said that he admitted this, that he did not do the proper game film study.
Exactly.
And
because Bo Nix.
Yeah.
See, Bo Nix, he came in with Bo Nix.
Yeah, Bo Nix,
And the offense they ran, Bo Nix ran that offense since like 7th grade. Like Bo Nix knows that offense inside and out. Nice. And like you said, he didn't put the work in. So he got beat out and he left.
Yeah. Now his interceptions doubled the last year he was at Liberty, but so maybe there's some more room for growth there.
Look at that offensive line. He had the worst offensive line in the country this past year. He got sacked about 60 times this year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but look at his offensive line the year before that. Not this past year. The year before that, when he had a good one, a serviceable line.
Oh, is that what it was? At the line? Okay.
He put up numbers. Like he was in trouble so much this year that he led the country in broken tackles.
So that's a good stat right there.
Exactly. Against running backs, against everybody. He led the country in broken tackles. So that lets you know what we're dealing with.
He's from a smaller school to even get looked at in the top 90 tells me, a lot of the scouts liked him. I did like Kenny Pickett a little bit better, and he obviously went beforehand. The fact that this guy can grow, and of course, Ryan Tannehill, and I'm going to tell the audience there, he said something about not being a mentor, but he did invite Malik Willis over. Everything's fine. He's just a little offended. His ego's bruised.
That's all it is. Hey, man, that's all it is. Hey, look here. Look, if we all did something horrible and we had to go in front of 1,000 people and talk about it, you wouldn't want to do that either. So, I get it. I totally get it. But I love that, like, this is the first time I've ever seen Tannehill with a chip on his shoulder. Like, he's not the, cookie cutter quarterback. Like, I see a little change in him, and that could be good. I like that personally. Like, play with a little edge. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe this year he'll scramble more often. That's what he should have been doing anyway. Scrambling, man. Get out the pocket, run. You can do it.
He did well in that Houston game, and it helped Garoppolo last year. He played hurt when normally he don't play hurt, and they got all the way to the NFC Championship game when Trey Lance was drafted. He knew he was being pushed, so that could work out in effect. I do agree with that. Okay, now the schedule's out. What is your favorite what game have you circled for Tennessee? If you had to see one game you really want to see and see Tennessee win?
Cincinnati.
Okay.
Payback. We Cincinnati. We need that. I need that payback. I need that payback. Cincinnati for sure. I mean, they've beaten us the last 2 times we played them. I mean, if you really think about it. So, and every time we were the better team. We were the better team.
Well, Tennessee was favored. You're right. They were favored coming into Cincinnati, and they did beat them twice. Of course, being at home off the bye week, Tennessee was a favorite as well. Something he was talking about his going back to Tannehill about his confidence being down and everything about that game. And this is, if I'm Mike Vrabel, and he's probably said this. If I'm Mike Vrabel, I'm saying, okay, Patrick Mahomes, arguably the best quarterback in the game right now, lost twice last year to the same guy. Okay. Remember, they lost in the regular season, which gave Tennessee the 1 seed. Yeah. And then they turn around 18-point deficit and beat Kansas City again. They was just on a good roll. The defensive coordinator had them playing well. So, and I'm with you too. That is one game I would like to see Tennessee beat that team, get that off, get that taste out of their mouth. That is going to be Sunday after Thanksgiving. Hopefully both teams will be healthy and it'll be a good fight there.
That's all I ask for. Everybody healthy, all the key players there, and let's do it again. That's all I ask for. And then, honorable mention.
Yeah,
the Philly game. Philadelphia. I want to see that game too.
AJ
the Philadelphia
Brown.
game. Yeah. Philly. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell Mac, Jack, and Jim Jeffco, that's a Northeast stream, and they really market to that. I say you're going to find out that Jalen Hurts is not the guy. I'm not a big Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts, but I'm not him as a quarterback. You like Hurts?
No. I mean,
yeah.
I like Hurts. He cool, but he's not.
Yeah.
They're
going to find out that he's not that guy. Now, because AJ Brown, we know how good Brown is, when he's healthy. And that offensive line, those Georgia players, they had a really good offseason.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look.
They could beat Tennessee.
They can, but like you said, they got all those Georgia players or whatnot. Hey, that don't matter. Until you strap them up and get on that field, we're gonna see what it is. Yeah,
Devontae
I mean, but
Smith, he's gonna run out of excuses with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
It's the core. I don't see Jalen Hurts just ripping a defense apart with his accuracy and throwing the ball. Like, I don't see that. No. I don't see that. Like, AJ, you got your bag, but you finna learn. You finna learn the hard way, man.
Man. Hey, Rob, thanks for coming on. I'll bring you back when we get closer to season. We'll get your opinion on everything, get the word on the street. And I'm going to get back to the program. Hey, who do you like tonight in that Boston-Miami real quick?
Man, I got it on right behind me. I thought Miami would win this first game just because of them being at home. Yeah. That's what I went with. Miami to win this first game. Money line. I took money line. Boston.
Okay. Yeah, Boston. Same here.
Boston.
What about Golden State and Dallas? Do you think there's a possible upset there?
Oh, look. The best player is Luka. Luka is the best player out of everybody that's going to play. He's the best player, but I'm going with Golden State. They got pedigree.
I think this is their last run, but they seem to have more
I'm going to go with
6, though. Probably go
I'm going 7. I'm going to go 7.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go 7. I'm going to go 7.
Well, that'll be worth watching.
Yeah. I pick whoever I always said whoever won the Milwaukee-Boston series would win it all. So, yeah.
Well, I think it's Boston's time, and a friend of mine who watches the program, he's a big Boston guy. He's gonna be hyped for me saying that.
Oh yeah, Boston. Yeah, they tough. They tough.
Yeah. All right, man. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow at work.
All right, man.
How are you, buddy?
All right, for sure.
Have a good one. See ya. All right, guys. Rob Mack giving you the local sense there of what this Tennessee team is doing, and I'll tell you, it's a lot going on here. Now, I'll say this about the schedules and everything. the Rams have the ability to get to the Super Bowl, but they probably are the favorites in the NFC. The fact that they've got Bobby Wagner, they practically got the whole team back together except for Andrew Whitworth, their left tackle, but they have the hardest schedule in the NFL. It's ranked 1. The team that's done that is 1-4 in the last 5 years. Now, they were not Super Bowl champions, but they have a first place schedule. So that is an interesting stat to keep in mind. Is this particular stat of the Matt of the Rams. Now, of course, Tampa, obviously, they have an opportunity to get back there. James Bradbury still out there. They need help at that cornerback position, and I think it's going to weigh out for them. I know that the Saints are better. They signed Jarvis Landry the other day. Got Jameis Winston coming back. Defense is going to be there. Not quite sure Winston's going to be able to hold up for 17 games, Mad New Yorker. But, okay, Chiefs. Like I talked about, guys, on the Mac, Jack, and Jim Jeff Code show there, like I talked about on their show, the Chiefs over the past 2 years have done some, I use the term mental steroids for general manager Brett Leach, okay? This guy, going back last year, Orlando Brown, keep that name in mind, Orlando Brown, they wanted to trade for him. Remember, their left tackle was hurt. Schwartz, their right tackle, offensive line, total makeshift. This time last year, they worked out a deal. They sent that first-round pick to the Denver, to Baltimore. They got left tackle, converted left tackle Orlando Brown for a first, a third, a fourth, and a fifth. And then Baltimore sends their second-round pick and now Pro Bowl left tackle Orlando Brown to that team, okay? And a fifth-round pick. Like I was saying on the Mac and Jack show, the Chiefs turned around. This is in 2021, folks. They drafted second-round pick Nick Bolton, linebacker there, out of Missouri. He leads the team in tackles. This is last year. Then they turn around and draft Creed Humphrey, which was a 94 PFF rating. Creed Humphrey was a center there. This was last year again. And then they drafted Trey Smith from Tennessee out of the University of Tennessee. He turns out to be a super hit, also 17 games played. The chances of that happen will be slim to none. The Mad New Yorker says AFC West will have its own Super Bowl like playoffs, okay? That's possible. So I talked about that. And then this year, people talked about, in the mainstream media, of course, Tyreek Hill. Now, mind you, they got 6 picks for Tyreek Hill, including the first round, and they get a first and second round next year. Out of that 6 picks, the fact that they've already signed Juju Smith-Schuster, they signed, this is Kansas City here, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, two vets to play with Mecole Hardman, and they drafted Sky Moore with 5 additional defensive players, guys, 5 additional defensive players from the draft, and Pro Football Focus. Everywhere I go, even during the week, everywhere I go, I end up reading that the Chiefs had an A+. They had an A+ draft. The fact this team went to the AFC Championship game last year, guys. So they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And I still think that their window's wide open. I think they win that division. They have a shot to get to the Super Bowl and back to the Super Bowl. That Chiefs team, and I know what people are saying about the Raiders. And I've been right there with you guys about this Charger team, bringing in Khalil Mack. They re-signed everybody, another year in the system for Justin Herbert there. And, of course, Russell Wilson with Jerry Jeudy. Now, Jerry Jeudy has gotten some trouble here with Jerry Jeudy and that Denver team. They're still trying to figure out what that system's going to look like. But that Kansas City team, they're just going to be – they may be better next year, folks. They may be absolutely better next year. That Tyreek Hill may turn into another oh, God, what's the guy's name? Herschel Walker-like trade, okay? But I'll tell you what, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And also other games I would like to see next year since the schedules came out. I talked about the Cincinnati game, okay? Let's see. NFL coach, influence, Kyrie. I had some other games now. Now I can't find them. But basically, Kansas City, Tampa, those teams are in my Super Bowl window. This is round 3, Ali Frazier, October 2nd, Sunday night football there. You're going to have Brady versus, again, Patrick Mahomes again. That's the third one there. I'm curious to how that's going to play out. This one is, I want to say this one's in, is this one back in Tampa again? We talked about the upgrades here. Now, again, this Tampa team, they still need help at that cornerback position. James Bradbury, somebody is going to get Mad New Yorker. Somebody's going to get the former New York Giant, James Bradbury out there, 28 years old, pretty good grade there, borderline Pro Bowl cornerback, free agent that's been cut by the Giants. Keep that in mind. I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa didn't go after them, and possibly Kansas City. Kansas City got a cornerback, really highly rated cornerback out of Washington in the draft, by the way. So that's going to be an excellent game there. And what else did I put on these schedules here? And like I was talking about with Rob Mack there from work, Deshaun Watson, if he does not get suspended, I love this game that they play on, I want to say they play on Halloween. Cleveland will play Cincinnati Pickles on Halloween. They will play Cincinnati on Halloween. Deshaun Watson versus Joe Burrow. Now, mind you, the offensive line is totally upgraded from Cincinnati. If Watson is suspended, I think with a lot of confidence that Cincinnati is going to win that division again, even with the upgrades to the others in the division. Burrow has got a much improved offensive line. I like the additions there. Remember, he is on a rookie contract. They're going to make some moves there, and they're going to play well in the regular season. I don't think they're going to get back to the Super Bowl, but I do think they're going to win that division. Now, if Watson does not get suspended, I can still be in the favor of the Browns winning that division due to how good the Browns roster is. Now, mind you, they did beat Cincinnati last year in ultimate fashion. Got a better line overall. Got a really good defensive line. May appeal and rise out in a few games. Yeah. It could go. It could just be 4 games for Watson. Only thing that I do not like, guys, that Cleveland has done in the offseason, well, a couple of things, but I wish they would have found a way to trade Baker Mayfield. But the main thing is getting rid of Casey Keenum instead of Jacoby Brissett. Takes a lot of sacks. I was not a Jacoby Brissett guy in Miami and the Colts. He hangs on the ball too long. So they got Brissett back there. I'd much rather for him to have a Casey Keenum back there. And, of course, Kansas City, Denver, Sunday night football on the, what is it, the 12th? The 11th, I think. No, December the 11th. Excuse me. December the 11th, Russell Wilson versus Patrick Mahomes. And, of course, on the 17th, Justin Herbert versus Mahomes. guys, the AFC West is going to be must-see TV every single game. We got Devontae Adams playing for the Raiders. Matt New Yorker says these guys won't win 6 games. Even Vegas is +6. Okay, he is Matt New Yorker saying Jets and Giants so bad. I'm thinking about watching some Canadian football is what. Now, I'll say this, Matt New Yorker, the Jets had a really good draft. Okay, they had a really good draft. I saw some flashes out of Zach Wilson last year. You've upgraded wide receiver, running back, defense, cornerback there. I still think that you guys can probably will finish last in the division, but I can still see some improvement there. How much improvement? I do not know. I do know that they had a good offseason and they did not overspend. If I were you, I would be counting my blessings that the Jets did not trade for Tyreek Hill. Okay? So, going to be a great show, or great season as usual. Everything's going to be good in the AFC West. I think Tennessee, it's going to be very close for them in the AFC South. I'm leaning picking Tennessee because I just don't believe in Matt Ryan that much. But I can see the Colts winning it if Tennessee loses. Of course, I'll break down the schedule once we get closer to the actual season. But I'll say this. The winner of the division obviously has to make the playoffs. But I do not think the loser in that division, the second place team in the South, will not make the playoffs, essentially. I do not think that they'll make the playoffs. So again, the West is really good. Miami has got a shot sneaking into the playoffs, like Matt New Yorker says. You got 3 spots there. Okay. All right, let's go through this. Conservatively, I think Cincinnati will win the AFC North. Buffalo winning the East. That is not really a hot take. Today, May the 17th, I think Tennessee will probably win the South at maybe 9-8, 10-7. Okay. The North, like I said, Cincinnati, South. The West, I'm still thinking Kansas City for the reasons I just North, South, East, and West to win that West. So as far as the wild cards, possibly Miami, LA Chargers, Denver Broncos. So that's 3 right there. Not to mention if Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. So that's a never wild card. So the wild card, in my opinion, will not come out of the South. It'll come out of the North and it'll come out of the West, and possibly Miami. I think Miami will be really good. Interior lines of both offenses and defenses, what Matt New Yorker says. Buffalo will blow it because they don't. I don't know. I think I disagree with that. Remember, they got Roger Saffold. I want to say that they brought back their entire defensive line. They went cornerback in the draft. They have Tre'Davious White back. They got Jay Crowder at slot receiver. They drafted James Cook out of Georgia. So it's going to be about their running game. I think Buffalo will be about their running game and obviously keep Josh Allen healthy. Matt Pickle says Denver and Russ will be in the playoffs. It's hard to argue against that. Even if Judy gets in trouble, they still have a good receiving core there, a good offensive line there. Javonte Williams at running back, really like him. The other tight end there, not Noah Fant, the other tight end there, Red, is pretty good as well. So they've got depth there. I do think Denver's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And I agree with Rob. He said only 2 teams, and I do agree. I don't think Green Bay is going to make a lot of noise without Adams. We know that Rodgers is getting older. Detroit's getting better. People are sleeping on Chicago and their defense and the maturation of Justin Fields there. So I don't think Green Bay, they're not going to fool me again and I'm not sold on anybody in the East. I think possibly Dallas still finds a way to win that division, and I'm just not sold on your Giants. New York, I know you're not either with Daniel Jones there, and I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts, although I do think they can probably win 8 or 9 games. They may slide in there as a wild card because I know that the 49ers have a rough schedule. Seattle's going to be total garbage next year, probably get the number 1 overall pick, in my opinion. We don't know what Carson Wentz is going to do. I do know that good defensive line, good offensive line. Also, with Washington, keep an eye on Washington. Still got Terry McLaurin, Logan Thomas, pretty good playmakers there at the wide receiver positions. And Eagles and Commodores will fight for East position. Yeah, it's going to be a dogfight. It'll be a 3-team. It'll be a 3-team race there in the NFC East. The West is, of course, Arizona will be good early. I don't think they'll fall off. The Rams have the hardest schedule in the NFL. So I tell you what, a wild card could come out of the NFC. I don't think Dallas is going to sneak in there, but I mean, it would be crazy if the Saints made it. Good break. They come in as a wild card. They were only 1 game off last year, but I do think Atlanta's going to be bad with their quarterback situation there with Marcus Mariota. It's a lot to talk about. It's really early. Really early. We still got to have training camp, and got to do what we got to do. It's still a lot to be said. Are there going to be camp holdouts this year? Are there going to be any more trades here? Poole cannot carry more carries than Elliott. Yeah, he must be talking about Dallas. I don't know who you're talking about. Elliott wouldn't be a Dallas Cowboy. Jim Jeffcoat, somebody asked him the other day, former Dallas Cowboy, would he trade Ezekiel Elliott? And he said no, and I'm thinking, why not? If you give me a 2nd-round pick, I'll send him yesterday. But anyways, okay, switching gears. Playoffs. Phoenix, Dallas, Suns, totally. Let me get a good stat here. Okay. The way the game is supposed to be played, Milwaukee, Boston. I mean, wide open. Marcus Smart's hurt because he took that really bad shot because he flipped over Giannis in Game 7. Now, he's out this game. And last I checked, they were still winning there in Boston. But they showed me, Boston and Milwaukee, that they care. And people are saying Colin Cowherd called it 70s basketball because anybody can win. I said it looked a little bit like 80s because it was really physical. I think the refs are letting these guys play. They care. Both teams cared. And guess what? Darren Ravel put out a tweet here that said, let's see. Yeah. Just in, Bucks Celtics Game 7 was the most watched Eastern Conference semifinal game in a decade. My guess is, guys, that was 2012. That was probably LeBron Game 6 at Boston. Best game he ever had. That was the most watched game. Why? Because they care. The flip side, look at Phoenix. Look at Phoenix and Dallas. That was a game about Phoenix played that game like it was the 3rd week of October. It was a preseason game. Devin Booker totally zoned out, walking in quicksand. Chris Paul overnight looks like a guy who's 37 years old. Monty Williams, I did like what he says. I take responsibility for that loss. Yes, you did, sir. They were totally blown out at home. That was the worst Game 7 home team appearance I've ever seen. 27 points at halftime. Are you kidding me? Bill Walton once said about Chris Webber, the game started at noon. This started at 7 p.m. Central Time. Total lackadaisical. That's what it's like when you're paying guys a lot of money and they really don't care that much about winning. That was one of the worst I've ever seen. Going back to Philadelphia and Miami, game 5 and 6. Game 5 and 6, same thing. Philadelphia, was it 2 shots at halftime for James Harden? Just totally nonchalant, not caring. And you got a guy like Joel Embiid playing with banged up face, banged up thumb. He's banged up all up, looking like the Tin Man out there, doing everything he can, but everybody else mailing it in. That's the opposite. And I'm sure those games did not get those ratings. So there's the good and the bad. Milwaukee, Boston, and someone said this today. It was a game about cultures. And Pickle says something interesting. Says Philly just quit on Doc Rivers. Now, Doc Rivers blown a lot of leagues with Chris Paul there, with the Clippers, blown quite. That's another series that he's blown. I'm starting to think that he's a one-hit wonder there, Doc Rivers. Thinking about going back to the 2008 Boston Celtics when he won with Thibodeau as his assistant coach, but was that more about Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce rather than his coaching, guys? That's a $64,000 question about Doc Rivers. I was on the Mac Jack and Jim show talking about that. All hints I'm getting is that they're probably going to keep him one more year, and again, if James Harden, if he opts out, do not offer him that big chunk of money. There is no way under the sun. And quite frankly, I don't think anybody else is dumb enough. There may be a team dumb enough to offer him that $250 max, but I don't think so. Maybe he just plays with that player option and stays on that $46 million for 1 year. You can't really do anything with it. Give him a little motivation to come back next year. I see that. Could they work out a trade? Possibly. But they may be stuck with him at least to the trade deadline at that. At worst, you're going to have to limit Joel Embiid's minutes. But it's just going to be a mess. Matt New Yorker says they need to cut everyone. He says, if I'm Embiid, I'm out of there. If you can get a good player for an Embiid, yeah, try to do it. But, you're not going to get Joker for him. And I don't think the fan base would want an Anthony Davis. Embiid's a guy that they're going to have to limit his minutes and to be really ginger with him and just hope that he stays healthy because they're just stuck right now. You're not going to get equal pay for a guy like that. Do you trade him to Orlando now and get that number 1 pick, which, out of the way, they won the lottery again? Do you do that? I don't think they do that. I think they try one more year with this group, and they're going to see how it works out. Mind you that, Harden did play for another team last year. I just don't know what you can get for Harden. That's the problem. That's the problem with guys like Kyrie Irving, guys that's pushed their way off teams and been cancers on others. Kyrie, James Harden, that super team type of thing, that is phasing out. Look at the final 4 teams here. Luka drafted, okay? Look at Golden State. They're through core 3. All 3 of those guys are drafted, developed. Boston, the ultimate draft developed team here, okay? Miami, draft developed. They signed 1 free agent and Jimmy Butler to have cultures. It's coaching culture. Those are the teams that are winning. And I hope, guys and girls and men and women, that is the way that the NBA continues to grow. And that's the direction I hope that it continues to go in. Don't get in a bunch of politics and all that. Let's get out of overpaying for bad players. The next thing would be getting rid of these guaranteed contracts. Even Stephen A. Smith brought up that would possibly be a good idea to take to make it more like the NFL. I was reading something on the NFL about this person had a fully guaranteed contract. That person had a fully guaranteed contract. I'm like, no, you don't want to be like the NFL. NFL reporter, you don't want to start reporting that. You don't want the NFL to be like the NBA or Major League Baseball. The NFL is up here, way up here, guys, and it's continued to ascend forward because that's just the way it is, because it's still a management coaching league. Now, the quarterbacks do have some power. They pushed their way out of town in a couple of incidents. I do understand that. But still, it is coaches and general managers league, and I want to keep it that way. It seems to be working. Let's not mess it up. Hopefully, the NBA will get the memo, get less guaranteed contracts, get less players that want to push their way out of town and mail it in. Those playoff games, like I said, Phoenix totally mailed it in. Didn't know what the heck they were totally lackadaisical. And same thing with Philadelphia, games 5 and game 6. Ooh, that's a mouthful, guys. New York NFL will fall flat if they pull together a developmental league in the second division. I hope that they don't want to get crazy like that and build on for everything. One more thing, we're going back to NFL. Spot Track put this out. They go over the salary caps. Cap hits for next year in 2022. Tannehill's 38.6. And that would be over. That'd be right at that 14% mark there. So that's another thing that's working against a team like the Tennessee Titans. Mahomes, 35.8. That puts him at odds with Kansas City and Kirk Cousins. Is Kirk Cousins really in the league with the Mahomes? Is Ryan Tannehill in the league with Mahomes? No, but that's the market. That's another thing teams got to stop doing, guys, in the NFL, is stop paying quarterbacks who are mediocre to slightly above average what you pay the rock stars, the Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, even Deshaun Watson type of players. You just don't want to do that. Just a little side note I wanted to say to everybody. And of course, Ed Warder, ESPN, is saying that the NFL is interviewing Deshaun Watson about his situation. So we could hear something here this week on that. And again, with the NBA going back and forth here, this little screenshot notes. Magic got the number 1 pick, but watch out for Sam Presti with the Thunder there. General manager's really good. Even LeBron likes this guy, Sam Presti, from the Oklahoma City Thunder with that 2 pick. Keep an eye out for what he does there. Guy knows really what he's doing. He drafted Westbrook, Durant, and Harden in the same draft. Or not the same draft, for the same team with Oklahoma City Thunder. God knows how to get in and out of big contracts. Oklahoma City will not be down long, folks. If you guys like the show, share the show. I'm at 58 minutes. I want to get back to the game and see what's going on here. Mad New Yorker, he says Jerry Jones needs $10 billion for the Cowboys. He must be running out of fuel in his mega boat. Yeah. And, not to be really cruel about Jerry Jones, but when he dies, they'll win a Super Bowl. I like his son, Steven, the way he does things. He trusts his scouts. And maybe they'll put it together this year. It's an opening there, guys. It's an opening in the NFC. Brady's 45 years old. I'll leave the show and say this. Brady's 45, and the Rams are good. But now, mind you, they have a new left tackle this year that's going to play all games, and they had the league's most difficult schedule. So, the 49ers, maybe if they get Garoppolo healthy, they have a shot to do it. Maybe Trey Lance takes off and maybe he can lead that team. Maybe those draft picks hit for Green Bay and they get there. I doubt it. Maybe, maybe Dallas gets hot. I don't know. Again, a wild card will be the Saints that slide in there because their defense is there. So anyways, I'll be back on here 9 p.m. Central Time next Tuesday. You can also catch me on the Mac, Jack, and Jim Jeffcoat show on Sunday around 7:30 a.m. Central Time. We'll talk about this week in sports. You can find me on Mac Sports or Northeast Streaming Sports on Facebook, or the Northeast Streaming YouTube channel on YouTube. That'll be live there around 7:30. Mac, Jack, and former Dallas Cowboy Jim Jeffcoat show. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you otherwise next Tuesday around 9 p.m. Central Time here on Sports Scope.